Dave Lapham here, and every day I am grateful for my experience to have played professional football. As a player, I realize self-motivation, leadership, and appreciating your teammates are key. At First Star Logistics, you can use those same attributes to create the life you want for you and your family. Build your future by working hard like I did. You'll see results both on and off the field. Call First Star Logistics today and be part of our winning team.
Here with head coach Jason Krause, Fairfield Indians. Jason, we've known each other going all the way back to Stebbins. Someone looked at me and said, Stebbins? When was he at Stebbins? Yeah. But had a chance to see your team tonight against Lakota West. Impressive. You've got some young talent. You've got some senior talent. You have to be happy with the way things are going this season.
You know, I do think we've got a good mix of ability. Obviously, the one you hear about is number 9. But I think you watch the game tonight, you know, our defense is really fast and physical. They play fun football, you know, and offensively, I think you saw some other guys stepping up. Jaden Mays had a really good night, and the number 2 just continues to play really efficient football at quarterback.
Let's start with Ellis first, because was he hurt in his recruitment because he played quarterback for you? Because he's a player.
You know, I don't know that it hurt him. I think he's pretty happy with Toledo. He's very happy with Toledo. You know, I don't know that he's a quarterback at the next level, but he's a great athlete. He's a competitor. You know, so I do think he's got a really high ceiling.
Yeah.
You know, he ends up at Toledo, and they've got themselves a fine one. He's going to do a lot of really good things. He's got a really good football mind, and he's physical. You know, he's every bit of 6'2", and, you know, 200 pounds.
You mentioned number 9, special talent. You've had some special talent over the years, and he's another one. What makes him so special?
Well, yeah, I think the biggest thing about him is what he is off the field. I think, you know, his character, his leadership, and what he's really meant to this program, that when your best player is your hardest working player. You know, we've obviously got a bunch of hard working players, but no one works harder than number 9.
And he's committed to Kentucky, but I'm sure people are still calling your phone saying, hey, you know, is there any chance?
You know, I get that question all the time, and he loves Kentucky. He's in love with the place the first time he went. He wanted to commit on his first unofficial. And, you know, we said, well, let's, you know, slow down a little bit. Let's talk about it and see what else comes along. But I think he knew from the first time he went down there, that's where he wanted to be.
Tonight, you on the road, Coach Bolton, Tom Bolton, always has a team that's ready to play. Talk about, you know, you guys are 5-0 right now, and how do you keep these guys humble going forward? Because they're going to go home with a big win on their shoulder, feeling that they're in the driver's seat of the GMC.
You know, we want to be where we are, and we talk about how hard we've worked to get there, and I think this senior leadership is not going to allow anything different. You know, they're going to make sure that we stay grounded, and that we come in on Sunday and we work our tails off to get ready for Lakota East.
How important is it for you to establish this program? Because you've had very successful teams in the year, but Colerain's always been that kind of that team to get over that hump. Sure. What would it mean? I mean, because some of the guys said, Coach Krause, I think it's more important for Coach Krause if we'd win the GMC than it would be to win a state title.
I don't know about that. I think I'd take a state title over anything. You know, we can finish second in the GMC and win a state title. I think I'd be pretty happy at the end of the day. But, you know, our guys have that goal. They have that mindset. That's what they want to do. I haven't done it in a long time at Fairfield, so I think there's some excitement that we're where we are. We know it's a long road. Obviously, our league is tough. It's really good this year, and things don't get easier next week. You know, Lakota East plays really good defense. I've already had a chance to look at them a little bit, and they got a lot 9 starters back on D, and we got our work cut out for us week to week.
When you have superstar athletes, easy way to put it, you know, when you look at 9-2 and so forth, and those guys who are doing the grunt work, and how does that rub off on a young kid?
You know, I love having our young kids around our program, and right now we've been really successful at every level, 7th, 8th, 9th, JV. We've only lost 3 total games in the entire program right now at this point, and you know, we love having those young kids around and seeing how we do things and how our kids work. And I think right now the setup that we have at Fairfield with our field house there at the stadium and our middle school's playing there, and there's a lot of visibility with our guys to those young kids, and we make sure our young guys are doing the right things and setting the right examples, and that's where it starts, you know. So we're really proud of what we've got going on right now, and you know, it's a day-to-day chore to keep things where they are, but you know, I don't think I'd rather do anything else in the world.
Final question. Every head coach has their own way of handling recruiting. and you've embraced it. You've attacked it. You have made sure your players are out there in front, being seen by colleges, getting them on campus and so forth. How important was that to you when you took over at Fairfield? Because a lot of people question your move from Middletown to Fairfield.
Sure. Well, I think it's twofold. You know, obviously, I'm a firm believer that that's probably my number one job, is to set these guys up for a lifelong education. You know, that's what we want to do. Winning games is great, but if we can get kids into college and help pay for that financially to get a degree and move on in life, that's our ultimate goal. And then the second part of that is, I feel like when we're getting kids into school, now kids want to play for the program. They want to be part of it. You know, it goes hand in hand, and I think it's super important, and it's a day-to-day thing that I really take a lot of pride in.